All right, guys, so quick video on how to take a crankshaft or how to take a coupler off a crankshaft if the crank's out of the engine. So like I said in my other video that I did on the 550 crank, generally you take the coupler off before you take off your flywheel, then you pop your flywheel off and boom, you got a crankshaft, no flywheel, no coupler, pull the engine apart, and then you can do your crank seals. In this case, if you buy an engine or if you buy a crankshaft or if you leave the coupler on, you're not thinking about it and you split the cases and everything and couplers on it and you realize, whoops, this is what you're going to want to do. So the 551 is a lot more straightforward. So this is the main issue. As you can see, there's a hole there, not threads. And then you got here, threads on the 550. So you know, with a 550 where you can throw on two nuts, jam them together, and then pop the coupler off, easy. You're not hurting the crankshaft or doing anything. You're not torquing it or going to damage the bearings in any way. This is the method you're going to have to use if you do end up having a 650 engine that, you know, has the coupler on it. So what I did, I'm not saying this is the greatest thing in the world, and I'm not saying that it's going to hurt it. I don't really know. But this is the only way I figured out. So anyways, you're going to want to take a screwdriver about like that. That's just for reference. The thing's huge. So you're going to want a big screwdriver. You don't want something small because it's going to be hard. It's going to just want to lift up on you. So you're going to stick it through these weights, and you're going to want to position it bumping up against the tabs. So there's a tab here, and then if you flip it over, there's the tabs on that side. You're going to want to push it right in between those two, and then once it's in there, oh, and by the way, these are also standard thread, just so you know, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. They're not reverse or anything. I know that can be a question when you come on to starting to do these crankshafts is, you know, I don't know. You start thinking about weird stuff like reverse threads. So that's all you want to do. You're going to jam it in there. Hopefully we can get a little better angle. So jam it through. See, as you can see coming out that side, you're going to want to bump it up against both ends. You're going to need two people. And one dude's just going to obviously, be on the wrench. And one dude's going to be on the screwdriver. So once you do that, it's pretty straightforward. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, pop it off, and just, it can slip. So when you get in there, make sure you've got a good grip on the tabs on each side. Line it up, and you'll be able to get it off. I got the one off my new engine that I got a new crank for. This is the old crank. It's all yacked up, just not where it needs to be, and I'm gonna be beating on it, so I don't really feel comfortable putting that crank in there, so I got a new one. I did have to do this to my ski, so I guess we'll see if the crank comes apart, but I'm sure it's fine. It's, all things considered, it's not too bad. It's not like you're hurting any of the bearings in particular. You're just kind of putting pressure on these weights. So that's what I would do, you know, get a foot on it, whatever you got to do to get some leverage, but it will work. I've done it, and the coupler was really tight. And I also just want to throw a quick thing in. I use this spanner, seen it in a lot of my videos, fits 650 and 550, and that particular spanner is, if you go online and look up jet ski CNC, you can get a little kit, or you can get it individually. This is for a 550 flywheel. You know, they go together. It's a nice little set. And then they also have the drive line holder, so go check them out. They're pretty sweet. And that's it. Nice short video, and that's what you're going to want to do if you end up having a crankshaft from a 650 that the coupler is still on it. So that's it, and I will see you guys in the next one.